Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Show live stream. What's good, everybody? Got people trickling in as we speak, so going to let everybody get in here. We're going to get into what we got. Lots to look at, honestly, because we had that late Kawhi Leonard news. If you're subscribed to the page, hopefully you saw that we had that video last night that was missing the Clippers and the Mavs game because I wanted to see what happened with Kawhi, and it is official that he is. I mean, it's official. I don't think I've seen an official word, but it's like pretty much official that Kawhi is in. So we got to look at that. What's good, NBA? We are going to eat today for sure. I think we have some good looks. I'm going to show you a couple of the bets I already have in, and I'm going to be looking at that record real quick. Make sure you guys know how we've been doing in the playoffs. Looking really good after a terrible play-in tournament where we lost about 3.5 units, made it all back and then some already, doubled that back up. So we're back up to plus 6.2 on the playoffs. I'm going to pull that record up while we got people trickling in, and then we're going to get into the bets that you guys have. So everything that I already played is scrolling along the bottom there on the bottom line. Hopefully you're in the Discord already and you know what's good, so you can see the bets that we have coming in there. I put some stuff in there, bro. Everybody is putting stuff in there. We got a lot of people in here. I already see what's up, NBA. We got Mozzie, what's up, bro? We got Saints TV, new to the squad. My homie now, what's good, bro? We got G-Bag. Yeah, bro, that's funny because I'm on under for his points and assists, and I left his rebounds off because that's what scared me. So if you want to go over, that actually is still kind of in line with what I'm thinking. I'm Constantine. I'm not on an over for Nurk. That was on a video came out last night, but I see we can look at what you're saying real quick. What's good, Free Sauce? I know my guys on Luka over points and rebounds and assists rather. So I'm gonna take a look at that for sure. Got that in the upcoming stuff here. Jump in the comments if you're new. Let me see what you guys want to look at. We'll go through some of the process that I have here so we can see the best that I might like alongside you. Obviously, what I say is not gospel. It's just I'm taking you through the tools that I use so you can hopefully use them for yourselves moving forward and see if you like the bets that you have. So I got Luka in here now at over, what do we just say there? 18.5. If that's still available, I'm pretty sure it is. Otherwise, got to take 19.5, but over 18.5 RA, as he definitely has been hitting that a good amount with the minutes that he should be seeing in the playoffs. So I understand what you're talking about there. Let's see. This is an interesting one. Nickeil Alexander-Walker. We can look at his stuff. There's two schools of thinking with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I'm gonna put NAW for our guy. There's two schools of thought here. One is they're going to keep playing him a ton of minutes because he's a really good matchup to limit guys like Book and KD and Brad Beal and all that. The other thought process is he was only in there because Mike Conley got into foul trouble. And if Mike Conley is not in foul trouble, then he's still getting those minutes, even though obviously NAW is still a much better defender than Mike Conley. But I got him here at over 7.5 points. I'm going to look at that here with you guys in a second. Let me go through some of the stuff I have while I keep this up for a minute. And then make sure that you guys got the bets that I already got in. So, for sure. We got, oh, hell yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Everybody in the Discord is getting help from everybody. So I appreciate that. We got some really good looks coming in from people. So you see Free Sauce already helping a few folks out with that look. What's up, We the Fifth? Appreciate having you in here, man. We got Larry Stone Cole coming in with Chris Middleton. I like Ant tonight, by the way. I'll throw Chris Middleton in there as well. I know the first game is that Suns mini game. So I want to make sure we get those bets in for that. But one I was putting on here was Middleton. Yeah, we're going to put him in here as well. So weird. The Western Conference game is first. But when you talk about the field goal attempts, you're probably talking about those on like a prize picks or something like that, since mostly it's just points and such. Yeah, that's interesting indeed. Let me throw Cat in here. That is the first game, like we said. So I got Cat. We'll look at his points. He interesting only played 26 minutes in that game one, did Karl Anthony Towns. So that is something to keep an eye on for sure, is if he's able to like stay in the game and play those minutes. Let me, like I said, take everybody real quick through what I already put in case you missed it. And then I'll share my screen and we'll go through some of these bets that y'all are talking about. But first thing I'm showing you here is just the record from the playoffs. Really like where we're at, 20-11. What I do want to show you though, is like, if you look at all these bets right here, we're 7-3. And like record only matters as well as you place your units on the bets that you win and lose, right? And so you see here 7-3, but only up +1 unit. That's not even really the VIG killing me as much as it is. I put 2 bets down for one full unit that lost, and then only 2 bets on here that hit were for a full unit. So I was trying to keep it light, but at the same time, like, you need to put your units on there correctly when you make those bets so that you can get the right ones to hit. Obviously, that's the point. Let me go through these bets I got for you already. I did hit this Mavs bet. And I also hit the money line with a little bit, but I'm putting the +1.5 on here. You never know. They could lose by 1 and we win this bet, but most likely they would need to win the game for us to win this bet. That's number 1 there. A couple of things I was looking at were from game 1. Like, this is huge right here. 18 for 36 from deep for the Clips. They're not going 50% from three. Again, I'm sorry to whoever thinks they are. They're not doing that again. And this Mavs squad has much room for improvement, although they did dominate the free throw line, which is the reason that they only even lost by 12. But that is why they lost. 24 points that they lost by on the three right there. 18 threes to 10 means 24 points that this Clips team outscored them from behind the arc. And then the free throws, the Mavs won that battle by about we've got 14 points there. So that is right there, right? That's 10 points that the Clips already are winning by just based on three, even after you take away the free throw line. I still like the Mavs to come back from this and play better defense. Daniel Gafford not to get into foul trouble early would be huge for them. And then their defense is much more formidable. So that's why a lot of what I'm looking at for the Mavs. The other bet I have from that game is Kyrie over 4.5 boards. I don't have a problem if you want to add the points to it and make it 29.5 points and rebounds combined for Kyrie. But I mean, the minutes for dude is just like I was telling people in the Discord, like he's going to just trip and fall into 5 rebounds by playing 40 plus minutes. He played 39 in game 1, and I would contend that he's going to play more in game 2 if this thing is close and close enough for him and Luka to play the full game, right? So I'm going to keep banking on him getting the minutes. The rebound chances were up at 11. If he continues at that pace, which I don't know why he would not, there was always a big man on the floor for Dallas. So he'll keep getting those amount of rebound chances, third most on the team, tells you something. And then the 5+ rebounds if he does play at least 38 minutes. He's done that in 17 games this season, gone over 5 or more rebounds in 12 of those 17. So with the minutes now, this is part of the playoff projections. You up dudes' minutes because these rotations get smaller, guys get more minutes, and as a result, you can bank on extrapolating their stats out a little bit. Keep in mind, it's going to be a little bit slower tonight. That's another thing that's important is that with and without Kyrie, this Clippers team plays way slower. I just want to show you that real quick as well, just for those of y'all that might be looking at making some bets here. Pulling that up for you real quick. But Clippers with and without Kawhi real quick. So looking at some of these stats, obviously a much better record. The points per game go way down without him. So they do score more with him. And the offensive rating is way better. But look at that pace, down to about 95.9, as opposed to that 99 pace that they play when he's off the floor, is that they don't have much to go through. But I didn't touch a total or a side in this game. I just want to make sure you knew some of the stuff I was looking at for Kawhi on and off. But the first game up that I do have a bet for, and we were talking about Ant a second ago, I do like Ant, and I threw the assists in there. Some people were talking about maybe fading the assist, but like Ant is going to be the first option, the second option, the fifth option, like he's everything. So the ball is going to touch his hands every single possession that he's on the floor. You can rest assured. And if it's the second half as well, then it's going to be all Ant. Look at that. I mean, 41% usage is ridiculous. 30% assist rate as well. So he's hitting those assists because he's finding guys open because the whole defense is imbalanced towards him. And he's a matchup problem for anybody that wants to stay one-on-one. So I threw the assist in there because if they do decide to blitz him, which we saw them do a couple times, Frank Vogel and the Suns did sort of go all out and try to get that ball out of Ant's hands immediately. And that is something they could deploy again, and that would just lead to probably double-digit assists for our guy moving forward. So I took both of these. The 89 touches tells you exactly what I'm talking about. Nobody else even touched the ball close to that. Mike Conley had 69 touches. Nice. But 89 is still 20 more than that, right? And so everybody else had way fewer. That's just the point to prove there. I went under for Nurk. I can understand the zag on a zig, right? Because like that's what I'm trying to do consistently. I've talked about that now a bunch, which is when it's playoff time, I'm looking at a lot of what happened last game. Not going to bank on the exact same thing happening in the following game and trying to stay consistent with that as well. But for Nurk, I just don't like his matchup. Like I think there's two main things here. His matchup is going to continue to crush him. When Cat and Rudy Gobert play together this season, they're much better on defense. First of all, you might not believe this about Cat, but his numbers on defense are incredible this year compared to the sort of the liability he's been at times in the past. And then so you add him back into the lineup. This defense is even more formidable for the T-Wolves. Nurk is going to continue to struggle. He went under every game that he played where both these dudes were in the lineup and actually under in 5 of his last 6 with both of them in the game. The rebound chances only at 12, only touched the ball 42 times, which was far and away the fewest of anybody that was on the starting lineup there for the Suns. And let me show you what I'm looking at real quick too. I'm going to bring this to the stage because I want to add this to the stage. Come on. Oh, here we go. So what I'm looking at with Nurk real quick as I bring up what I got. I just want to show you how I found what I found, because I know that's like what we like to do on this live stream more than anything, is that I'm showing you how I find what I find, not just what I find. So in showing my thing here, I'm going to bring up the box score from that game, if I could type correctly. And now I'm going to show you how to get to what I was looking at. Come on, NBA.com. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go into the game log from this last game right here. I'm going to go into preview. This is NBA Advanced Stats. Let me make this a little bigger, see if that helps. Yeah, now you can see a little better. All right, so I'm going to go down into the game log from game 1 over here, which is over here, game recap. And I'm going to pull up the box score. And this is how I find things like touches and all that stuff. It's tracking data. So whatever wizardry they have on the floors these days, so we can tell exactly where everybody's doing what they're doing, you can now see all these different stats. And this comes into play a lot during the playoffs, because I need previous game logs. I don't necessarily need what happened in his last 10 or his last 5 or the 20 games. I need what happened last game to try to tell a story for what happened. So for Nurk, this is where I found what I was just telling you. Touches is at 42, meaning he only literally had the ball in his hands 42 times in this game, compared to like obviously guys like Beal and Kevin Durant playing a little bit more point guard. They obviously forced the ball out of Book's hands a lot. He had a really bad game, you probably saw. But then you get things like rebound chances right here, RBC. You can see both offensive and defensive rebound chances. This is what I was looking at for Nurk. So 12 rebound chances to pull down, what do you get, like 5 boards in this game? Because when you play up against this really good rebounding team for Minnesota, it's going to be tough to get those boards. So that's what I'm looking at here when I was talking about Nurk. I just wanted to show you exactly how I found that. Let me finish just running through these final bets with you guys, and we can move the hell on. Back into this Indy and Milwaukee game. Got a couple more from this in case you missed the video. I would recommend and urge you guys to subscribe to the page. You can get these videos when they come out the night before. I'm not positive. I don't want to give out anything stale, but this might not be even money for the Pacers to win the first quarter anymore. So if you are in the Discord, and you are subscribed to the page, and you'll be able to see this stuff mad early. But I'm just going to bank on this Pacers team turning things around, man. Like, they cannot shoot that poorly again. They had a ton of uncontested field goals. I bring that up to say, like, that's a good indication that it's not like the Bucks were playing great defense. It's a lot more that this team just played crap offense and missed a lot of open shots for Indy. So I'm not going to bank on that happening again. That's the type of thing that I would say when you see a really bad shooting percentage that's much lower than what a team normally shoots, then you can bank on that progressing back to the average, or the mean, as we call it, right? So this is my first one here. I think they're going to hit a lot better, and I don't think they're going to let Dame go off from the jump. That's a big part of what I'm going to talk about here in one sec, but they played Dame differently in the first half versus the second half. If you follow some other smart people around in this industry, you probably heard them talking about the same thing, but Indiana is known for playing what am I trying to say here? They don't double team, right? They're not going to force the ball to your hands. They're going to play straight up. They're playing single coverage. That's the word I'm looking for. Single coverage the whole game. And if you do that against Dame, you leave him one-on-one, he's going to cook everybody. So they had to switch it up in the second half, which they did. And he went from 35 points to 0 points because they finally started playing defense. He had 19 shots in the first half and 5 in the second half, because they did play that blitz defense where they took the ball out of his hands and made him pass it off, right? So I took the first quarter for Indy to come back out strong. I took an under for Pat Bev on the points and assists, and I know you were talking about that. I believe it was GB talking about that in here. Am I right? Was it DB or was it G-Bag rather? Either way, one of y'all were talking about the I think it was G-Bag, talking about the over for Beverly's rebounds. Yeah. And so for Beverly's rebounds, I'm not touching that, but I do like the under for assists more than anything. If you want to do the points and assists, that's fine. He could be the recipient of some open threes if they do blitz Dame, like I said. But he had 11 potential assists in this last game and hit 8 of them. I don't know that he's going to have that many moving forward. And I mean, on the season, this is just not something he's done even without Giannis in there. He averages 5 potential assists with the Bucks, playing 20 minutes a game. Now, he played 36 in game 1. So even if you keep him at that number in game 2, which is super high for Pat Bev, but even if you keep him at 36 minutes in this next game, he's still at, you extrapolate that out to his per 36 minute numbers, and he's still at below this total, right? It was at about 4.5, which I'm, like I said, there's plenty of room and margin for error there for us, where I think he's likely way more likely to go under. So that's one of the last ones. I see a bunch of y'all popping in here. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm going to be looking at TJ McConnell. We got him on here. Let me put that up here so you guys know what's coming next. And I'll just finish up with the last bet that I haven't shown you yet. I did go under on Dame's assists, and I put a half a unit on it. Everything else that you've seen here is a full unit, but the half a unit for Dame to go under 6.5, because I liked it at plus money, and I thought that might go up, right? I thought that we might lose some juice here by taking this, and I'm pretty sure I'm right. Let me just pull up Dame's assist real quick and make sure I'm not lying to you. But for the assist for Dame, yeah, oh no, I'm No, I'm right. You can still get you can get even money. So it hasn't really moved, to be honest with you, for him to go under. I'll be fully honest about that. You can still get this for about plus 100, plus 105 in some places. But this is a bad matchup once again for anybody trying to get dimes against this Pacers team who gives up the fewest assists in the league. And that is because they're playing single coverage, but Dame is the guy they're going to get the ball out of his hands real quick. And I expect a lot more hockey assists, like secondary assists, where he makes the pass to the dude who then makes the pass to the dude for the assist. And so they're going to be forcing the ball out of his hands. If they play similarly to how they played in the second half of this last game, they're going to be forcing the ball out of his hands damn near as soon as he crosses half court. So just because Giannis is not in this game doesn't mean that Dame gets more dimes. 6 of the 9 that he's played without Giannis. Nice. He's gone under in this total. So going to continue to buy into that with Dame in this one for the Pacers defense. So that is what we've got here. Everything I just said is also scrolling on the bottom line. What I've got up in that banner at the bottom there is up next because we got cap points we want to look at. I want to look at Bobby Portis and TJ McConnell, like you were talking about, Free Sauce. I want to talk about Luka over 18.5 rebounds and assists brought by Free Sauce. And then Nickeil Alexander-Walker over 7.5 points. And Middleton, 16 field goal attempts. But that it would be specifically, easy for me to say, for prize picks. And that's where you're going to find the field goal attempts as a bet that you can make. So let me throw KD in there as well, because that's another bet for this first game. KD assists. I know we were talking about under for his threes. I'm not sure which one I feel more comfortable with, to be honest with you. But I'm going to throw him on the card. We can look at both real quick. So I got KD assists and points. I'm going to look, or assists and 3-pointers. I'm going to look at both of those as we look at this this game here for the Suns and the T-Wolves. I'm going to go back through these real quick to make sure that I didn't miss anything. That's true, bro. Last night everything got kind of killed, bro. Bogey killed me too. Like they just didn't play. He was 0 for his first 4 or 5 shots. He still got 6 points because he hit those late threes, but that was brutal last night, fam. Yesterday was brutal on some people. We still did all right, but I don't have anything for Book in here. So Mr. Reckless wants to look at Book, and we should. You're right about that. I'm just adding a few more things for this Minnesota and Phoenix game. So I'm gonna look at Book. Booker. We'll look at pretty much everything. We'll look at points and assists for Booker, so I can make sure I don't miss anything for him. Let me know if anybody has anything else for Booker. Got a couple in there now. Let's see. Yeah, some people playing over on Pat Bev, which, I mean, it could go either way. We do got to talk about Bobby Portis. The thing about Harden assists for Sauce is that with Kawhi back in, I'm not positive. We can take a look at it, though. Let me pull up. I'll pull up Harden assists on the up next over here. Oh, and I got Nickeil Alexander-Walker from this game, too. So let me add him into our Suns and Timberwolves bets. And then the one I was just adding that you brought up was Harden. So I'll put him in the Dallas and LA. All right, we got Harden assists. Might go under on that. We'll take a look. I'll put Middleton back in the right spot over here. All right. Middleton is on the card to look at. Here's what we got. We got hella bets coming in. We got new people coming in too. So as you guys file in, definitely jump in the comments with a bet if you got it. But if you see what we got up here, then I think you can assume we're going to be looking at it here in a second. Even though my ADD goes crazy, you should definitely be able to reel me in, and we'll get these bets going. All right, this is the bet for Dame. If you missed all the bets I already went through, then you can see those on the bottom line. I'm going to bring up this Phoenix-Minnesota game here on the bottom as well. And now this is what I'm going to look at here as I take you guys through what we're looking at. So Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and I have this box score open from this last game because this is going to be one of the more helpful things that we can do during the playoffs is pull up the box scores from the previous games to see what happened. There obviously have not been any adjustments made yet because we only had one game. But let's look at just traditional real quick. All right. I'm trying to make sure it's big enough that y'all can see what I'm doing, but also I can see what I'm doing. So obviously Grayson Allen, I think he's still questionable. Let me pull up Twitter, see if Underdog is working with us here. Kyle Anderson is a game time decision. I forgot he didn't even play last game. That's crazy. Let me pull up this Phoenix-Minnesota game. And let me start with Nickeil Alexander Walker. I always want to call him Walker Alexander. 0.7.5. I understand where we're coming from here. It's all about the minutes. He played 29 minutes, whereas on the season, he averages a lot fewer than that, right? 23.5. So about 5 minutes fewer. We had no Kyle Anderson in that last game. I wonder if I put Kyle Anderson on here, if those minutes go down at all. Yeah, 23.3, but without him on the season, he played 3 games without Nickeil Alexander Walker, rather. And so that's a big difference, right? He goes over, he played 29 minutes on average in these games without him because they're subbing for each other, right? So we know that he's, if Kyle Anderson played, that definitely eats into his stuff. The other thing is Mike Conley, right? So I'm going back into this box score to see Mike Conley had 5 fouls, I believe. Yeah, he had 5 personal fouls right here. So he only played 20 minutes and 24 seconds. On the season for Mike Conley, going back to my handy dandy props.cash tool, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it, but make sure that you check it out if you're not yet. If you look at on the season for Mike Conley, after playing 27 minutes, my bad. Yeah, okay, he plays about 29 on the season. I would expect that to go up to 30 during the playoffs, and so I would expect that to be the case for him if he doesn't get into foul trouble. He also shot terribly, and he didn't really force it, to be honest with you. If we are looking at this last game right here, he had 4 points. He was 2 for 12 from the field. Let me make it easy. You can see right here, 2 for 12 from the field, 0 for 3 from deep, and they're going to funnel shots to him. I mean, he took he's tied for the second most shots on the team with NAW. So you can see what happens when Ant gets pressured. There's a clear story coming where the there's going to be some off-ball players that are going to get their shots up, like Nickeil Walker and Alexander. Just Nickeil moving forward, and Mike Conley, right? Nickeil and Mike Conley both got 12, and that's going to be the result of them being able to get their spot up stuff. So let me pull up Props Madness so I can look at the shot chart stuff with you and see if there's some correlation between like spot up shooters, right, and point guards, because Ant is primary ball handler, whatever you want to call him, point guard, primary ball handler, whatever. Like Mike Conley's playing off the ball more than Ant Edwards is, and you know that because of that touches that I was talking about just a minute ago. I'm just going to show you again because there's a lot of new people in here, but if you go to player tracking inside of the box score from this game, you can see touches, and you can see that if you go down to the T-Wolves, Ant had 89, Mike Conley had 69, so second most, but like still far fewer. The point guard is the dude, primary ball handler, whatever you want to call him, is the dude who has the most touches, the most passes made, the most passes received as well, because I've talked about that before as well. If you're the point guard, you've got both of those things as most on the team. But Prop Madness, going back over here, is going to be what I can use to see play type and all that kind of stuff. So play type is important because I was thinking maybe the Suns were bad against spot up shooters, but not really. It's just that they have to play pressure defense on Ant, which is why they gave up points. Spot up shooters are going to be obviously the dudes playing off of the ball handler who get that pass and either catch and shoot or take a dribble and shoot. That's spotting up, right? And that is going to be what Mike Conley does a lot of, even though he also is in the pick and roll ball handler 27% of the time. He's in the spot up 24% of the time. That's not really point guardy as much as it's off ball-y. So looking at Ant to see how that compares for him, yeah, he's the pick and roll ball handler, right? 6.9 points, nice. 22% of the time he's in the pick and roll as a ball handler. He doesn't spot up, but 11% of the possessions that he's on, right? Because he's not doing that. He's got the ball in his hands and is creating. That is something that you are going to be good against this Suns team doing. They're 20th in limiting points to the pick and roll ball handler. They're let's look at their defense. They're very bad above the break, which is where the pick and roll occurs, right? Is right up here. So they're 9th worst at limiting points above the break. This is what Ant does. We just saw he takes 32% of his shots up here, 36% of them at the rim. And this team is also 19th at limiting shots right next to the rim is Phoenix. They've been better down low than people might think, but they're still not able to stop Ant with guys like Nurk in there. So for Nickeil, like what I'm trying to say about him, just to get back to the point is like, he's all spot up and he needs to be on the floor with Ant enough to get these points. And I just don't know that he's going to be. So I stayed away from him, even though that was a good look. And I was looking at that and considering it, but I'm good on that because I don't know that he's going to get those minutes again. I don't want to get fooled. I feel like I kind of got fooled by Bogdanovic in that Knicks game. I know some of us were complaining about that. And I feel like I got fooled by him in this last game, thinking he was going to get more minutes and he didn't. So I want to make sure I don't like overcommit to things just because after one game, a dude had this many minutes, right? So I'm passing on NAW. I'm going to make that clear here for me. But 7.5 points ain't that much. You know, if you got to project his minutes and his field goal attempts and kind of go from there. But I can already tell you I projected enough of it to say, like, if he's playing 23 to 25 minutes, then I don't know about it. Now, if he plays more minutes this game and Mike Conley isn't in foul trouble and doesn't need to come off the floor, then I'm still good with this for sure. Mike Conley is somebody that I feel like backing here, to be honest. If I pull up Mike real quick, I think I might be already on him. The thing about Mike Conley is just going to be, is he going to hit his shots, honestly? Because if we look at the season for these numbers, under 45 or 55% of the time he's gone under this, and the average is about 11. Now he's at 28.8 minutes. I mean, I would say if he doesn't get into foul trouble, he's at 32, unless he just can't hit anything. And if he can't hit anything, then we're in trouble. Still not great for somebody with over for 32 or more minutes, 50% of the time hit rate on this points total. Not quite there for me either. The assist for Homie, if we look at, I mean, head-to-head is not great. I guess he got it in the last game. That's right, because he was playing, he was trying to feed Ant, and Ant had to give up the ball a bit more. So that could be the case once again. If I look at the potentials, he had 10 potentials to get 7. It's a really, really high percentage right there, 70%. I usually like it at 55% to feel like that's an accurate number, and this is high for me. So I don't want to have to bank on the Timberwolves shooting as well as they did. I'm going back to the box score for 1 second just to look at what their shooting numbers were again. And they were 44 of 50 of 88 from the field. That is very high. 50% for a whole team is a really high number. And then 37.5% from 3 is really good, but it's not too high. It's good, right? And it could come down more so than I would imagine it goes up or stays around the same. Phoenix really bad 3-point shooting deep numbers right there. But yeah, I think to finish the point about Mike Conley, it's also a pass for me on everything, just because I don't feel confident that like he's going to start making shots. And I also don't know that he's the minutes distribution between he and a couple other these dudes that I just brought up in terms of Nikhil and all them. We should get to KD, and then we should get to Cat. Talk about some of these dudes. While I'm on Minnesota, let me just go to Cat so I can kind of keep my focus on this Minnesota squad and talk about them versus this Phoenix defense. So for Cat, what's interesting for Cat, going back to the box score of this game, scrolling down to Karl Anthony Towns, 26.5 minutes for dude. That, you know, it's going to come down to matchups too, because he was guarding KD, and I don't think that was a good matchup. Let me go to matchups real quick. Another very useful tool inside of NBA Advanced Stats, inside the box score, you go into the matchup and see who was guarding whom. So I'm going to put Cat on defense right here. This is defensive player, and I'll pull up Cat and see who he was guarding for the majority of these minutes by just filtering it here. So he was on KD. KD had 10 points on him. I would argue that's roughly cooking him. 1 for 1 from deep, 4 for 7 from the field. Got to the free throw line for 2 and missed one of them. I would constitute that cooking, right? Like I don't think that's the thing. Now the key is, does Cat outscore him? Let me put Cat on offense real quick, because if KD's on the floor, he's probably guarding Cat. Yeah, he was guarding Cat that game, and Cat got 8 points. So he was not a liability. He only got outscored by his direct opponent by 2 points, and they're guarding each other for the same amount of time that they were on the floor at the same time, right? Cat also kind of cooked Royce O'Neal, to be honest, and that would be the second defender that they would like to have on him. I don't know if Grayson Allen is playing. I'm not sure if anybody has any injury news on Grayson, but that's a big deal too, because if Grayson is playing, then that's another thing to consider. Is like, is Cat going to get run off the floor if he has to end up guarding Grayson Allen because they go small? That's a possibility. We've seen that as well. So I just don't know enough about the rotations yet, because I think Frank Vogel and company still have a bunch of cards to play up their sleeve. And I don't know how Chris Finch on the Timberwolves here is going to react to that with Karl Towns. The 26.5 minutes, I'll tell you right now, if that's what he's playing, then I'm taking an under before I ever took an over. The rebounds are at 7.5 now. I think the under on the PR, if he's playing that amount of minutes, I just don't know how to project that. That's the thing here. I do not know how to project it. So I keep saying that to tell you that's what this is based on. Like all the sports betting mentors that I have, if I don't project minutes and shot attempts and things of that nature for these guys, then like I'm doing it wrong, right? Daft in the house. What's good, bro? Good to see you. Kings, what's up, kings and queens? Let me know if I did that justice. I'm just gonna make sure I'm not missing anything else from these bets about the Timberwolves. I'm gonna go ahead and pass on Cat, because like I said, I would go to points under I would do PR under for Cat if I'm doing anything in this game, because of the fact that I still don't know what minutes he's got, but I really don't want to have to predict that. That's kind of what I'm saying. So all right. Good question, though. If anybody has an answer for our guy, Saints TV, how many minutes do you think Lopez is going to play tonight? 32 in game 1. Was that an outlier, or is that how many he's going to get? I mean, I would just say without Giannis in there, you can probably assume Brook is going to get a few more minutes. I know I'm doing my ADD thing, but let me just interrupt myself to go Brook Lopez with and without Giannis this season. Let's see how many his minutes uptick. Not at all. Looks like he was at 25 in the 9 games without Giannis. There could be some outlierness there, but that's a pretty big gap of 61. It looks like 31 is about what he's been playing this season. Kudos to the big man for getting in there. I'm imagining they got beat by a good amount in some of these, and they tried to go small in others, and that's why he has fewer minutes without Giannis. But that's really interesting. It seems like he would normally be getting fewer minutes without Giannis, but I would say that that's still good. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm pretty good at the impressions there. What's up? All right, moving on to since I'm passing on cat, but like I said, under 25.5 PR. If you're going to do anything, please be safe with y'all's cats bets out there. All right, don't go crazy on it. All right, I'm passing on cat. I got that. Did I put it up? Yes. Look at your boy staying on task. All right, gonna go to K Dizzle as we move forward. KD points and rebounds, 32.5 points, still at 25.5. A smart man named Prop Bomb is on KD over 25.5 points. So do with that what you will. I would say that does correlate a little bit, at least, to us taking an under for his assists, right? That seems to be more likely if his shots are going to be up and his points are going to be up. Then it seems like the play would be under on the assist, which I know is a call that we had earlier. So let me look at his potentials real quick. Right now I'm on last 10, which I don't care about because it's the playoffs. Well, how many minutes did he play in his last 10? 37.5. And then in this last game right here against Minnesota, 38.7. So this is pretty accurate, actually. I think we're looking at 38 to 40 minutes for KD. Probably a little bit of garbage time that he sat out as well because that game was over very quickly, 120 to 95. So, sorry for snapping in your ear. So, yeah, I mean, assist under seems the right play much more so, doesn't it? 7 potentials, 4 dimes. So let me put this up at make sure that we're at like 38 minutes whenever I'm doing this. All right, let's look at the season real quick for KD. He's averaging 5, so that's obviously a scary number. I'm gonna put this up. I know he hasn't been diming lately, but let me put this up to 30. He can't play less than 38. This thing would have to be over in the third quarter for him to play less than 38. So if he's playing 38 or more, he's over in 25 of 35. He did not. He only got with the one last game, but he had what were the potentials? Looks like in this last game he was at not that many potentials. 11 potential assists, right? That's a lot, actually. I don't know what I'm talking about. No, that's field goal attempts. I'm tripping. This was 7, right? 7 potential assists last game. You can't see it's mad small, but he averages 10 potentials when he is playing this many minutes. Put him up against the T-Wolves. He only played 1 game against the T-Wolves. That was this last one where he played 38 minutes, or that was the last game of the season. Yeah, the last game of the season that he did that. And he had 7 in that one as well, right? So let me take off this filter real quick. No, this was the playoff game, 420. Damn, it was already 420. It was 3 days ago. That's right. They skipped a day. So he played 38 minutes there. He had 7 potential assists in that one. And then these other games, he played 37, 35, and he still had 9, 8. So 6 potentials to get 4. I don't like that. I like the under for sure. 6 potential assists, if you put him at that, and that's what we can project him at somewhat comfortably, then I do think the under is the look there. I can't remember if you played that officially, Free Sauce, if we were just talking about it, but that's an interesting bet for sure. Let me make sure I'm not missing nothing. Yeah, no, I think under is the play here, bro. That's a pretty good look. Under, I mean, this is this season 2 overs against them. But he got 6 on 8 potentials and 6 on 9 potential assists. So it's a bit of a crapshoot. I don't know how big of an edge that is for me to take it at -1. -112, though, is a way better number on FanDuel. They're begging you to take it, aren't they? Man, if this is the game that he goes crazy with assists, then I guess we just eat that. But I think it's still the right play. So, yeah, I have the same question that Free Sauce was asking you, Daft, is who you got the over on the rebounds. Share your wealth of knowledge with the people. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And I'm not going under on the 3 points, which is what I was talking about in the Discord. The 3-pointers, I know he only made 2 last game. And the under, though, is -172. So they robbed us of that. The books are on it. I think we talked about that in the Discord a little bit too. So I'm off the under 3s. That was a good look a couple nights ago. And then but he still took, sorry, I'm gonna show you 3s. In this last game, he only took 2 against them. Yeah, that's beautiful. Because he didn't even, against this team, he's not taking very many. That's what we were looking at. But now that the under is at -172, I'm going to be very honest with you. That's a no from me. Even at -150 as the best number that you can get there. I'm off of that with KD under, but I'm taking under on the assists for KD. I'm gonna put that up on the bottom line. Everything that you guys might be that the bets that I'm playing, I put that on the bottom line. Let me just be accurate with what I'm doing here. All right, got that for KD. Oh, and I should be clear about what I'm taking. Under 3.5 assists for KD, passed on the threes under for KD. All right, I'm take that out so it's clear. Save that. That's up. I'm gonna add it to the bottom line. So we got everything added. Bets right here. KD under 3.5 assists at minus 112. Yeah, minus 112 on FanDuel, giving us way better odds than everybody else. So we're gonna take that for him. Minus 112 on FD. Put a half a unit on KD to go under. And I don't dislike the points going over if people were talking about that. But a lot of new people in here. Go ahead and jump in the comments if you have a bet that you want to go over. I'm about done with this Minnesota game for real. Classic driving and live streaming. I love it. KD boards. That's cool. I feel that. I mean, he's going to have to keep boarding for sure. So I understand that. I'm going to go under on his assists and like that. And then let's see. Allen under half a block, eh? What, Grayson Allen? You can get Grayson Allen blocks. I mean, yeah, I guess he's a good blocking guard, but like minus 294. Yeah, if you add it as a parlay leg, then that's a little bit different. I feel you on that. But all right, I don't think I have anything here left for this. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to go through Booker real quick, and then we move on to Milwaukee and this Pacers squad. All right, looking at Book real quick, pulling him up on the points, maybe assists. I mean, I think he's got to have a bounce back game, right? Like, and I don't think this Suns team. Where you at, Devin Booker? Okay, right here. Looking at the points for Book to start, 24.5. Hasn't had that much success against his team, but that was mostly that's mostly this season. He has not had much success against them. 23. How many minutes is he getting against them? 38, 35, 34, and then really low in the earlier part of the season when they blew them the hell out, 26 minutes in that one. So yeah, we got to put another 38 minutes in there for Booker as where we expect him to play, right? So I'm gonna put the let's put the numbers head to head first. So we'll do minimum of 38 minutes here for Book. In the one that he played 38, because he didn't play 38 in this last one. It was a blowout. That was a couple years ago. I don't like that. That's the regular season. Let's do on the season when he plays at least 38 minutes. Let's see what his numbers look like. All right, Booker, 38 plus minutes. Let me change up this music real quick. Keep listening to the same beat. All right, 38 plus minutes. Over in 58%. Still not like it's that much. I'm still on the points. He's averaging 28.6 though in that amount of when he plays that amount of time. 6 out of 10 of his last 10 over on the points. Let's look at the assists real quick. And that makes me, dude, they got to do better about this. You got to keep the minutes up where I put the filter, even when I change the prop. Come on now. 13 to 24, 54%, still not great. 6.8 assists per game. So still not much there, even when he plays that many minutes. He averages 12 and a half or so potentials. So 7 is a little bit more than 50. It's still not outrageous, but it's probably a bit too high for me. I still don't trust it. I think he's going to do one of them, but I would lean towards the points for Booker. It's just not enough for me, fam. Like I don't have an edge either way for him here. So I'm not good with that. And the only other thing I'll say here is I'm passing on Booker. I know Royce O'Neal was talked about, but like just be careful that like once again, let's see what he played last game. He played head-to-head last game. He had 14 points, which is great. He played 26 minutes. 14 points in 26 minutes is a lot. He was hot from 3, wasn't he? Yeah, he was 4 from 8 from deep for Royce in this last game. And I don't think you can just rely on minutes for Royce because he's a good defender and you think that's going to help at all. Like he's still not big enough to make a difference to warrant more minutes for him. So I don't think there's like anything there where it's like, oh, maybe he's going to get hella minutes. Nah, I'm not there with that for Royce. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying it's not a good bet. Pretty much is what I'm saying with what we know and what we don't know about who's going to play how much. So let's move on to Indy and Milwaukee. So let me know if you have a bet for that one. Oh wait, my bad. Okay, I missed. I knew I was going to miss one. I'll fit. Yeah, because I didn't look at Rudy. That would be the last one. Help me support me. All right, I'm just gonna look at Rudy real quick. I didn't want to miss that. And Mozzie brought that up, so I want to make sure I get that in real quick. All right, Rudy Gobert right here, 13.5 points. The points I never like for Rudy. It's just a crapshoot with him. He played 37.5 in this last game. They could not drive him off the floor. And to be honest, I don't think he's the one that gets driven off the floor. I think he stays on the floor no matter what. And Cat is the one. And we saw that last game. Cat had 26.5 minutes last game. Rudy still got his. How many did Rudy play last game? 37. Yeah, I just looked at it over there. 37 minutes for Rudy last game. The Suns team is a little bit better down low than you think. The boards, 12.5. Juice to the over, and it's actually 13.5 in most spots. Now you got to take minus 135 on Caesars to get over 12.5 if you like that for Rudy. Versus this team this season, 3 of 4 going under, but didn't play 37 damn minutes, right? He played 25, 29, 32 minutes against Phoenix. So let's see on the season if we dumb this up to 37. Since he played that last game, and that's what I would still project him at. I don't know why he would play less minutes. Like I said, Cat is the one who I think suffers if they take a big man off the floor. In the games where he played this many minutes of at least 37, he got a hit rate of 73%. Let me see if, yeah, I made it one little snap bigger for y'all, see if you can help see that better. So the 19 of 26 is a good number. Averaging 14 still gets you there. Not quite an edge. Even at 13.5 or plus 110, I don't know how much I like that, to be honest with you. 26 out of 30. Okay, head to head, he did. This is just that last game with those 37 minutes. Let me look at one thing. I know he's guarding Nurk. Nurk not being in still gives him more rebounds. I get it. I believe his rebound chances were dumb. I can just go to tracking data. So for those of y'all that are new, inside of the box score of this last game, I can change it from traditional to tracking, player tracking data. And I can look at rebound chances. And our man's was at 27 rebound chances. God almighty. 27 rebound chances, 37.5 minutes. Here's why I'm it's a no from me. That Phoenix shooting was terrible. It's really what it comes down to for me. Let me look at the effective field goal percentage to start. Effective field goal percentage right here takes into account how a three-pointer is more difficult than a two-pointer. So it's a really accurate representation of how hard were the shots that they took, how far away were they, and it penalizes your percentage less when you shoot a three. So missing a three doesn't impact your percentage as much as missing a two. That's what effective field goal percentage means, right? 50% effective, not good. Honestly, on the season, this squad, I'm just going to pull up NBA Advanced Stats page real quick. I'm going to go to Advanced and look at the effective field goal percentage on the season for Phoenix. They were the sixth best shooting team in the league at 56.5%. The worst shooting team was at 50, right? So they went from the sixth best to the worst in the league in one game. And that was just one game. But that's the outlier to me, is that they're not going to have as many rebound chances because they're not going to miss as many damn shots. Like if Rudy was playing against the Wizards, then I'd be like, yeah, of course he's going to get, 27 rebound chances. But if he's playing against one of the top 10 shooting teams in the league, then I don't like that quite as much. So at 12.5, you got a little bit of an edge. I get it. And dude might have 10 at the half, and I'll look completely foolish. But if this Phoenix team is making shots, then the rebounds aren't quite there. That's kind of what you see here from Rudy finishing up the point. When he plays this team this season, right, he went under in 3 of 4, in all 3 in the regular season here comfortably, because they did not shoot that poorly in those games. In fact, just to make sure I know what I'm talking about here, I'm going to do Suns versus Timberwolves this season. And I'm going to see what they shot. So Suns shot 53% from the field and 49% from deep. That is why Rudy Gobert did not have rebounds against them during the regular season. And I don't know that they're going to shoot that well again here, because that's ridiculous shooting splits, but I would say they're going to shoot better. So I'm going to stay away from that on that one. But yeah, I bet under on that Nurk too as well. So no, I feel you. Like, look, Duke could come in and play 1,000,000 minutes and still be fine. He played fewer minutes, so you got to take that into account. But I don't have an edge on that one for myself. All right, moving that along now, so we can get to this Indy and Milwaukee game. Jump in there and let me know if y'all have something for Indy and Milwaukee. Let me put up that I'm passing on Booker points or assists, because I'm just terrified of playing Booker against this team. And I don't need that in my life. And I'm also passing on Rudy boards. I just want to make that clear to y'all too, in case anybody comes back in and asks. Rudy Gobert. All right, Rudy G. Pass. We'll keep it moving here. Multitasking is hard. All right, pass on that. Where are you at, pass hand? Cool. Let's look at this this stuff. I got a couple bets in here since there are some new homies in here. I do actually have this as a bet. I have under for Dame. I'll run through those real quick with y'all since I did it at the beginning, and I just want to make sure you see what I was talking about from this game. I took Dame under 6.5 assists, like we just talked about. Plus 105 I got on that. I think you can still get some pretty good juice on it. So I'm not mad that it didn't move. I'm just saying, like, you still get it at a pretty good number there. And I look, like, there's a couple conflicting things here. I can understand Dame getting the ball at them, forcing the ball out of Dame's hands this game like they did in the second half. That might lead to more assists in one theory, but like I think it's going to be hockey assists and secondary assists. And then Pat Bev under 4.5 dimes here. So you guys don't have to ask me about that because I'm going under for the assist for Pat Bev. And then for the first quarter, I'm taking Indy to win that quarter at plus 100 on DraftKings, where I got that. You might have to not get that good a juice on it, but I would still say that they're going to come out with a vengeance in this one. So those are the bets I already have in for this game. Let me look at what y'all want to talk about, and we'll get into that right now. All right. Pulling up what I got. Indy, and I got everything scrolling on the bottom line for the bets I already made. Cool. We got Bobby Poe. Bobby Poe we got to look at. I do think this is a play, honestly. Like, I understand that our dude really just shot us right in the face last game. But let me pull up the last game real quick for you. Here's the thing. Dame took a bajillion shots. First half, Dame took 19 shots, I believe. Let me pull that up. I'm going to pull up the box score from game one. I'm going to change the periods to first half. Also, yeah, he took did he take 19 in the first quarter? Is that what am I messing that up? Going down to, no, he took 11 in the first quarter. Everybody else in the first quarter. So they were 10 for 26 and he was 6 for 11, right? So that means they were 4 for 15, the rest of his teammates in this quarter. And Bobby only got 2 shots up. You know, our guy needs to get the rhythm going. First, if you look at the first half as well, that was the first quarter. First half, 19 field goal attempts, fam. That is absurd. If you look at the field goal attempts for Bobby, he was still 4 of 6, right? He got the 8 points, but this game was already pretty much over. And I don't think that's going to be the case in this one. He's still mad efficient. It's just Dame took everything away from everybody. Then we go to the third quarter. I'm just painting a picture here. We go to the third quarter when they finally start taking the ball out of his hands. 6 shots in the first quarter, which is as many as he had in the second half or the first half. Now, that's not a great field goal percentage, so that sucks. He was missing shots. He only took 1 3, whatever. But we still would have had, he was going into the third quarter with, with a shot, basically. What did he have in the game here? He had 15 shots, 15 points, and he went into the third quarter with like 10 of them. So if he doesn't have a bad quarter and he's able to even take a few more shots in the first half, which he normally will, then we should be good for him to get that number. He's still a bad matchup for this whole team. And 7 for 15, also not a great shooting night for Bobby. Only 2 3-point attempts. Like, there's just going to be more to go around for him. Also, yeah, it's the 6 fouls. My bad. I should have brought that up right away. He couldn't even get as many minutes, right, because of the fouls. Then nobody had to play in the fourth quarter. If I pulled that up for you. All these starters, like he played 7.5, Brooke played 6, Dame only played 6. So this is obvious that they took out all the guys that they cared about playing big minutes, and they played Pat Bev alongside Beasley and Connaughton and Jay Crowder, right? So yeah, that's not something we bank on here. I actually like the over for Bobby Poe once more. Let me see if anybody is going to be yelling at me here because some people go crazy about it. I'm just catching up on some of these comments. Yeah, if you get Dame under 7, and then you get the push if he gets the 7, I still like that. Yeah, Siakam went crazy last game for sure, but he was the only dude making shots. Just seeing what Larry was saying right there. Larry's stone cold. But yeah, 20 shots and a half is crazy. So I just don't think we can bank on that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Bobby was all right. I got some momentum here for Bobby. Let me put him up there for half. What can I get him for now? Where you at, Bobby? Bobby Crazy Eyes. Bobby Poe, the boards. I didn't take the boards. I know we like to go under on Bobby Poe's boards without Giannis because they get over valued. But I think at when you get minus 106 for him to go under 10.5, that's great. I really wish they would have bumped it up to 11.5, but they're still sharp on it. Is Bobby Poe at 18.5 points now? It looks like everybody's been betting him. You might be able to get it on MGM, but maybe not. Let me pull up my other prop finder real quick. You know whose fault this is? This is Prop Bomb's fault. Prop Bomb put this up and put it up as over Bobby Poe probably like 20 minutes before I came on the show, and that I mean it helped nuke it. I'll say that. I'm obviously not actually mad at him, but yeah, you can't get 17.5 anymore. You got to take 18.5. Damn it. What does that do for us? That pisses me off. That really does. And it's the best juice is -111. That's crazy, fam. Oh, I guess even on DraftKings. No, on FanDuel you can get +102. So that's still a better number. All right, whatever. I'm still doing it. I'm not going deep into Bobby Portis again. I'm just taking it because I already knew I liked it at 17.5. If he ends on 18, then we just look stupid. What are you gonna say? And I should have done more due diligence, but this is a live stream. We got to keep it moving. So I'm putting Bobby Portis on the bottom line real quick because I sucks because I hit it at 17.5, but I can't give it out at that number if y'all can't hit it. So we're gonna take Bobby Portis over 18.5 points, +102 on FD, and I'm putting half a unit on that. I'm honestly, it's still a good bet, yo. Like honestly. So let me put it where it needs to be though. Where did my other bet was? KD under assists. Where did that go? All right, let me add that here as well. My bad. Oh, there it is, because KD's in the right spot. All right, let's keep it moving here with a couple more. If you do have a bet, throw it in the comments. I'm still working on the Pacers and the Bucks here. The bets we added are on the bottom line. So if you need that, now I have the bottom line going. So if you want to see what we got, because I know that game is going to start. One of these games starts in like an hour, right? So make sure you check that out. Got some stuff upcoming. Let me make sure I miss anything in them comments. Okay. Yep. I got a lot of stuff in here. Aaron Nesmith under on the rebound. I like it. Let me look at Malik Beasley. What are we looking at with Beasley? Free sauce. Let me know what you got there. McConnell. Yep. We all want to look at McConnell. Everybody loves the best backup point guard in the history of basketball. Let's see. What do I got up here to make sure I'm not missing anything? McConnell, Middleton is what we talked about. I took Bobby Poe. I took under for Dame. I didn't get to that game yet, Yvonne, so I'll get to that one in a minute. But I passed on Rudy G rebounds. That's the banner that I have up right here on the screen, so make sure you check that out. Hell yeah. Once somebody becomes a fan betting favorite, then they just stay in your heart forever. Once they pay for your trip to the Bahamas, then you're good to go. All right. So, and what do you mean by rubber stamp? Is that good or bad? I'm not sure if rubber stamp means he's about to get stamped out or if he's about to get the stamp of approval from the coach and get more. Let me know what you mean by that, NBA. I want to know what you're thinking about TJ. I don't think I missed anything yet, right? Oh, I'll put Hallie in here as well. I stayed away from anything Halliburton last game, which I'm glad I did. Honestly, dude didn't even shoot, but I would understand if you wanted to take him in this one. Hallie, we'll look at PA, points and assists for Halliburton. I'm coming up against it here. All right. Hallie PA, and then I gotta get a new banner going in a minute. Hallie PA. All right, so this is what we're looking at moving forward. Halliburton. Let's see here. Chia, and then we got Nesmith under. I gotta make sure I don't forget all this. My bad. I need to start a new banner real quick. And I'm gonna put on. Come on, memory. Do better, bro. Oh, Nesmith. There we go. Nesmith. Smoke more weed. Aaron Nesmith under rebounds. All right. That's going to be on there too, so I don't forget. I'm putting that on I can't put them up at the same time, but I can have it up so I don't forget. All right, we got TJ McConnell. Gotta look at TJ McConnell. Somebody in the Discord was like, it's white boy summer. Was that Saints? We were wilding last night. There was some frustration for Lakers fans last night, as can be understood. So some people were acting what we'll call the fool. All right, looking at I also took Pat Bev under assists. Looking at TJ, where you at, bro? TJ McConnell, old hair gel himself. All right, we got 10 on this last game. This was such a bad game. He played 18 minutes in this last game. Now the thing about TJ is the usage percentage. So it's really just like, do you think he's just going to do better this game than he did last game? Because last game he was 5 for 13. So let me explain to you what 13 shots in 18 minutes looks like. Let's go to the box score and let's pull up the usage right here. I'm going to go to the whole game. I'm going to see if my fat fingers can figure this out. All right. All periods. Going to go to advanced. I'll just go to usage. The usage percentage for TJ right here is at 32.5%. Look at the other dudes who have that much usage, right? And obviously Pascal's a huge usage at a very high amount of minutes, as opposed to TJ, who played 18 minutes, 32.5% usage. He's going to keep taking that many shots. Like, that's just what he does when he comes on the second unit. He's the dude shooting, and usually he's getting sort of the best look for anybody on this squad. So I don't see any reason not to go back to him, to be honest with you. 5 of 13, and so he landed right on the 10, 0 for 3 from deep. 6 of 13 is still a bad percentage for him. If you look at his percentage on the season in props.cash over here, I'm going to change this to the whole season. And actually, he's averaged 10, so it's not like he's been doing that well. But if we go to the season, he's averaging 8 field goal attempts. So that does make you a little bit nervous. Now, 13 is fine, but his field goal percentage on the season is at 54. Right, so if he hits 54% of 10 shots, he's in between 5 and 6. Do we think he's going to get 10 shots? That's a little bit scary for me too. I know he stays taking shots, and maybe it's just more like you believe in the last 10 more so than you believe in like the whole season stats for him. But I mean, a larger sample size is always going to be better. There's no way around that. And so the last 10, there could be multiples of reasons why he didn't get that many shots in the last 10. Let's see how many minutes he played. 20 minutes in the last 10 on the season. What did I say? 18. Yeah. So on the season, 18, played 1 more minute a game in the last 10. That's not that big of a difference. This is the last 10. Over in 7 of those, averaging 14. Head to head against this team. This season, not going over that much. Now, there is going to be a little bit more Pat Bev on the first unit, but I mean, Pat Bev played 36 minutes, and I would imagine Pat Bev was a big reason for why he didn't do as well. He finally had a legit defender on him when Pat Bev got there in January. So this is all making me nervous and making me feel like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about with TJ anymore, because I mean, these numbers on the season are not projections that you would make that he's going to get his in this one. All these greens right here, 26 minutes, 20 minutes, 20, 19, 19. I don't know that we can bank on him playing more than 18. So I can't just be like, oh, this might be something. I still can't get next to that. Now, he averaged 11.5 field goal attempts in these last 10. Which is up from 8.4. So which do you believe in is the question. Do you believe in him taking 11 or do you believe in him taking 8? And depending on how you answer that question, then you can go ahead and bet on TJ accordingly. Because if he's going to take 11.5 shots, how many free throws did he average on this? Yeah, I mean, not getting to the free throw line. And the threes, he's not a good three-point shooter, by the way. 1.2 on average attempts. So it's like, this is a close call, man. This is just because he had some big games where he made 11 of 14 and 8 of 13 and 8 of 4. Like, those are big games that I would consider more outliers. So I got to pass on everybody's favorite backup point guard, unfortunately. I took him last game. If I get beat, it's gonna be so freaking annoying. But I'm gonna pass on it. And I don't think it's like a bad bet. I think it's just not enough of an edge for me, which I guess technically makes it a bad bet for being honest. Let me move a couple of these over as well. So I passed on TJ. I got TJ, Chris Middleton that we wanted to look at as well, and Halliburton. I'm gonna put them in a different banner so I can show everything here real quick. Where's this? Here's my Nesmith look as well. We got Nesmith in here that we want to look at under rebounds. I'm passing on Mr. McConnell, TJ. Sorry, Tej. All right, make sure I'm not messing up here. Hallie. All right, let's look at Halliburton right now, shall we? All right. You know what's hilarious is more people jump in the stream when I'm quiet than do when I'm talking. I wonder if people just want me to shut up. Yeah, shut up. Pixar, shut the fuck up. All right. Bro, I'm sorry to do this, but I agree. I hate to be that guy, but like I cannot fuck with Brad Beal. Just so goddamn unpredictable. And TJ is too. I think we saw that I Am Rain Man that like, yeah, dude was definitely playing above his pay grade. Yes, sir. Mason McClendon, if you miss anything earlier and scrolling on the bottom line too, you can see Kyrie over 4.5 boards. I like that. If you want that, you like that. Aaron Neesmith. Should we go there first and then go to Hallie? Let's do it. Let's go to Mr. Neesmith and see what we find, because I do like the consideration of an under for Aaron Neesmith. I believe he had a pretty good rebounding game last game. Did he not? Let me go to this so we can just look at it. All right, this traditional stats and the box score inside of NBA Advanced Stats. I'm going to be living in here in these streams moving forward, honestly. Like, I'm going to be looking at these game logs because it's just easy to see everything right in front of you for both teams, whereas normally I have to go to like the advanced stats page, and then I got to go into like players, and I got to go into tracking and rather than just go into here where I can just get my tracking data right here, right? Okay. Aaron Neesmith played 36 minutes. How much did he play on the season? That's a lot of minutes, right? Neesmith on the season, he went over his points prop 55% of the time. He averages 12 on the year, 28 minutes, played 36 in this last one. Let's do last 15 for a minute. 30 minutes. So he's up to 30. What did I just say for the season? For the season, I just said he's averaging 28, rounding up. In the last 15, he got 2 extra minutes, right? In this last game, he played 36 minutes. Is he a good matchup for some reason? I'm going to look at matchups real quick to see if sometimes one of the good starting point is to project minutes for somebody. You got to look at their one-on-one matchup and decide, is this something that the coach is going to go back to, is like, I like this dude guarding that dude, right? So I'm going to go to defensive player under matchups here inside the box score. I'm going to pull up Neesmith on defense, and I'm going to see that he was guarding Chris Middleton the whole time. So that is one narrative that I can add, is that they have one of their best defenders guarding one of the best offensive players on the other team. Let me pull up another box score here, because I want to look at stuff side by side and not have to toggle back between traditional and blah, 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 blah. So going back to this game, I'm still in it, and I'm going to go to the box score. What did Chris do again? That's what I can't remember. Chris played 35 minutes, had a good shooting day, 64% from the field, bad from the three, but good everywhere else. 10 boards, 23 points. So I would not say that Neesmith shut anybody down. He only gave up 4 of Chris's points to him. So that's actually a pretty good job, 2 of 4. But that was also when Dame was just doing work and not passing to anybody, right? So I don't know that you can glean anything from this and say, oh, Aaron Neesmith for sure is going to get minutes because he's so important to the defense for this squad. What was his individual defensive rating? It was really good. Actually, it was the best of the starters. So you could make that case that he is the best, that they can't take him off the floor. Look at how bad Jalen Smith was. He's the other small power forward, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, look at this bench, right? This is horrific. Minus 40 net for Jalen, minus 27 for TJ. I mean, all these dudes were on the floor at the same time, so it's gonna be terrible for all of them. But anybody that got legit minutes before this game got out of hand, or I mean, it was always out of hand, but before they started playing backups, anybody that was in there off the bench was horrible. Aaron was really good. So fading him, assuming he's playing 35 plus minutes, might not be the best call, y'all. Just throwing that out there. I'm not going to take an under for him by any stretch of the imagination. He only had 7 points. Now the rebounds is what I was saying I'm not going to take an under on. I guess even in all that time, he didn't do squat, right? As far as picking up stuff, like he was a real Tony Snell, where he's just like 28 minutes, 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 fouls. It's like, what were you doing? You just were going for a light jog out there. And I'm not saying that's what Neesmith was doing. I'm sure you had plenty of not on the stat sheets things that we could look at. Let me see real quick about his rebound chances and all that. So going to tracking inside of this box score for this last game, only 6 rebound chances. Wowie wee wah. And he's at 4.5. And he pulled down 4 on 6 rebound chances. Do we have contested rebound? We don't have contested rebound chances in here. That's a really helpful thing to look at. Passes, he only made 30, but he had 3 assists. Golly, what are his assists at? 1.5. Sheesh. Potential assists in this last game, 4. Yeah, I don't think I can spend too much time on Neesmith, bro. He just doesn't get involved in the offense enough. As far as the rebounds, like with the amount of minutes that he's likely to play, there's just no edge there. If he's going to keep playing 36, if he's going to keep playing Chris Middleton minutes, let's put it that way, then there's no reason to fade him. So let me give that a pass real quick on Neesmith under rebounds. Save that. That's what's up right there. And then I'll move on to Halliburton right now. All right. Looking at Hallie, let me make sure I'm not missing anything of importance. Yeah, he's super passive. I feel, I mean, look, if you take an over, like I said, the usage for him is going to be high, or at least the minutes rather, not the usage. The minutes are going to be high. Let me just do one more thing on the season. This rebound number is very high for him, 3.8. But once again, he averaged 28 and he just played 36. So let's put the minutes up to 30 for Nesmith. I can't just guarantee that because I'm thinking he looked like a really good defender on Chris Middleton, that means that Rick Carlisle is thinking the same thing. I don't know that for sure. But if you put him at least 30 minutes, you still get 4.9 boards over in 56% of these games. Still not much of an edge for Aaron Nesmith. So I'm out on that. I already passed on it, so I'm going to get off of it and go to Halliburton. All right, Hallie baby, where you at? Tyrese, let's see, rebounds. Interesting, 4.5. He just got a lot of them, didn't he? Gotten a lot of rebounds against this team, hasn't he? 7 boards there. What are his rebound chances at, real quick? Looking at this last game for him, rebound chances for Hallie, 9 rebound chances, and he pulled down 7 of them. That's really high, so I don't know that I feel great, and especially not a minus 142. I don't feel great. But nobody wants to talk about Halliburton assists or rebounds. We want to talk about his assists. 8 against the Bucks in 38 minutes. That's not very good. On 20 potential assists. Okay. So now we got to go against that, right? Like we have to, because 11 is still really high. I thought it was 9.5, dog. If you can still get plus 102 on DraftKings, it's not the worst bet in the world. Here's my thinking: 8 assists on 20 potential assists. Let me make sure that is correct, because sometimes there's a few issues here and there. That's all I'll say. So let me go to players and under NBA advanced stats. I'm gonna go to players tracking and go to passing. And I'm going to look at, I just want to look at the last game. My bad. I was trying to remember what I was doing. I'm going to go to the last game here for Halliburton. I'm just going to do the playoffs in general. Potential assists. Yeah, he had 20. So he had 20 potential assists and only got 8 assists. And that is because of this Pacers shooting, right? Let's look at what their effective field goal percentage was under advanced. Their effective field goal percentage as a squad was 44. A 44% effective field goal percentage is far and away the worst in the league. Nobody was lower than 50. So they had a horrible shooting game, right? If 3 more of those shots go in, he gets 11 assists on 20 potentials. That's not that crazy, y'all. That's kind of what he did on the season, to be honest with you. So on the season for potential assists for Hallie, if we do this for the whole season, where he went over this number 54% of the time, 19 potential assists. And you see those dip down here after he came back from injury right here on this graph. So there is something to that. But 19 potential assists to get 11, it should be there. It's still not quite enough of an edge for me, because even on the season, he played 33 minutes. In this last game, that wasn't really close by the end. He played 37.7. So let's put him up at 38 minutes for the season, see what that does to his numbers. All right. 30... yeah, well, what did we say? Because they play a lot of guys. So let's put him at 35 and try to be a little bit safe about this. 35 minutes. What did he do when he played at least 35 minutes when it came to assists? Now, that's a lot better. He's still at 65% hit, 12 potential assists, or 12 assists per game, which is not that much wiggle room. The potentials are at 21.5. So I think we can probably assume 20 potential assists is going to be a common theme here for Mr. Halliburton. I just it's not a big enough edge for me. I got to pass on Hallie assists. As far as the points, 18.5. Just didn't shoot last game, man. Like, I don't know what that was about, but he just didn't shoot, which was super annoying if you took him for anything, obviously. Hold on one sec. Let me make this a little bigger. It's not doing anything. All right. The points, yeah, he just didn't shoot, like I said. Let me look at the last whatever, so I can just look at this. 9 points, fam. That's so brutal. On 7 shots, and he hasn't shot that much against this team in general. Well, no, that's not this team. Head-to-head, he does shoot against them a lot. Head-to-head, he only had 9 points last game, but other than that, he was going pretty cleanly over. Those were also earlier in the season before he got hurt and things were a little bit worse for him. Played 38 minutes, and he took 7 shots last game, but he's against this squad, he was averaging about 17, 18 shots, probably about 18 shots per game before that. 18 shots, I mean, he hits a couple of threes. He only needs to make like 45% of his field goals, which I think is a pretty reasonable number for us to expect for Halliburton. So yeah, I think the points would be a better play if he progresses back to the mean. 2.5 threes, but you got to drink minus 142 on the juice. And And the threes, they're a horrible 3-point defense. But yeah, I got to see it from Halliburton. I still don't really know where he's at, and I haven't been enjoying taking any of his props, to be honest with you. So if we don't think he's going to score, do we think Pascal Siakam's going to score? Probably look at that real quick, too. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything from everybody. Yeah, he's hella passive. What's up, TP? Good to see you, bro. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Pascal. 24.5 points. Played this team once, so he's only played them once since coming to the squad, right? 36 points right here. I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, because these other games are way before. I'm not missing anything. Yeah, so Pascal, 24.5 points, took a ton of shots last game. Probably will continue to take a ton of shots if everybody else sucks the way that they have. He took 25 shots, which was far and away the most, right? Had a lot of success down low. Had a lot of success with the Rebs, played 40 minutes. This is a dude that seems to be bench proof. Like, he does not go to the bench. This is the dude that they seem to be relying on a ton in the playoffs, which, he's reliable, so I get it. Compare that to his season with this squad. We'll do last 15 for a start. So last 15 with this squad, right? Not very many overs. This is a lot of points for Pascal. Even if you put him at, let's put him at 36 to be safe, or what I consider somewhat safe. 36 minutes. And I really do got to go, y'all. I know I didn't get to this Mavs game. Damn, that's brutal. All right, this is the last thing I'm looking at because I really want to just touch on this Mavs game real quick, and I got too much to do. But the minutes for Pascal, so I put him up at least 36, and in the last 15, still 8 of 15. Like, he had a really good game, y'all. Like, this is a very, very good game for him. We've seen his prop up, and this is one thing I want to show you too. I'm going to pull up Betting Pros for a sec, and then I'm going to move off it because I already know I'm not betting him. But I'm paying a premium at 24.5, like a big-ass premium. So this is Betting Pros. Link of this website is in the description of the video. Definitely check it out because it's a really good way to look at recent prop lines for these dudes. So if I put up Pascal, I want to know, what have the books been pricing him at lately? And this is where I get to obviously just be hella cliche and say yesterday's price is not today's price. Shout out Idris Elba. Looking at this. So yeah, 24.5. You're not going to see any 24.5s in here for Pascal. Everything is 2, 3, 4 points lower. Look at how low this shit is. 19, 20, 21, 22. So just because he went hella over last game, these dudes, like, what was his prop? 22.5 last game. So you tell me this thing went up 2 points when in reality, like, the easiest way to score against this team is not where Pascal scores from. So now I'm on Prop Madness, and I'm just showing you that, like, Pascal, this opponent defense is 10th best down low and awful above the break and in the mid range, and that's not. And Pascal shooting 46% of his shots down low. He's not the best sort of advantage player in this one to go on with the points. So I'm moving off of Pascal, passing on that, and I'm gonna close it out here with a few things for this Dallas game. All right, and Chris Middleton's prop is very high as well to the people talking about that. But I'm passing on Hallie. Honestly, I would take the points before the assists with Hallie. Not gonna lie to you there. I ain't gonna hold you. Middleton, yeah, nothing for Middleton. So Hallie did it. All right, cool. We didn't even bring up Pascal. I just looked at him on my own self. All right, so looking at the last thing here, which is Dallas and the Clippers. There was a beautiful moment in time where hopefully some of y'all were able to take under 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists for Zoo. Let's see what it's at right now. Make sure that we're getting the right number. And I'll look at Luka first too, but Zoo, PRA all the way down here. So you can still get under 23.5 PRA for him for a pretty good number. And what I was looking at with Zoo is, like, if you put him in here and you look at now head to head, or I'm sorry, last 10, he's been playing balling. Like, he's been balling for sure. 23.5 is also going to be a little bit high for him. Let's see what he's at, because we got Kawhi back in, right? I hope everybody knows that. And with Kawhi in, it's not the same Zoo. I targeted him last game. Hopefully y'all follow me on that one because he went bananas. But his numbers on the season, if we look at points and rebounds combined, this has him listed at 22.5 on most books, but 22, yeah. So it's probably without Kawhi. These are all games without Kawhi, right? 23.5, 22.5. Those are all without Kawhi. When he has Kawhi in there, look at what they put up for him. 17, 19, 18, 20, 21. So we're paying a big ass premium if you want to take an over for Zubac, because the books have just shot this thing right up. If you still get it at 23.5, I still think it's a good over. The other thing is you're not going to get as many misses from Dallas. Hopefully Daniel Gafford can stay out of foul trouble, and then you've got a good matchup for Zubac. And this is a much better under than it is a over. So if you're looking at Zoo in this game, I got it at 25.5 and that's what I put in the Discord as soon as I went and played it. I didn't put it in the Josh Betts channel because I'm an idiot, but I put it in the NBA discussion channel and hit at here so everybody could see it. And I like the under 25.5. Once you get to 23.5, you're right on the cusp of it. I think minus 105 still might give you enough of an edge to take it. You can get minus 105 on DraftKings. So I'll just put that in here for now. I do want to make that clear to y'all that like I think that's a pretty good bet, and that I would consider at 23.5. I still think if you are along the lines of my thinking, then that's a good bet. But I'm going to put it in here as under 23.5, even though I got it under 25.5. All right, under 23.5 come on, under 25.5 PRA for Zubac under 25.5 PRA. I'm sorry, 23.5. I'm lying to y'all. 23.5 is still minus 105 on DraftKings. All right, 105 DK. Got to put half a unit on that for the record. All right, that's for the record. Scrolling on the bottom line, still got all these picks. Looking to finish this thing up with Dallas and the Clips. So let's close it out. Let's get some. Where we at here with I'm not touching Kawhi. I don't know what Kawhi we're going to get. I think if you're going for Harden, I do think an under for Harden is still a play. He was at 33.5, and the Kawhi news drove that down to 32.5. I had this at 33.5, but I couldn't give it out in time before it was too gone. I don't know if BetMGM's pulling that through right. So for Harden, I would consider that. If you look at him on the season with Kawhi, he's right under that number. On the season in general, he's right at that number. But with Kawhi, he's at 30 per game on the season in terms of the PRA here. And I think that you can lean under for James Harden. But that's where I'm at with that. I do got to run, y'all. I apologize I wasn't able to get this game. Hit me on Discord if you are not in there yet. I highly recommend jumping in there and go ahead and let me know what you got in the NBA discussion channel. And honestly, bro, you got plenty of smart people. Everybody in here, like we got 36 Chambers, we got Free Sauce, we got Azania, we got Street Creds up in here. Everybody I recognize from Discord is in there. Bro, my brain is on the fritz right now. So yeah, jump in there. We're gonna also have these the video coming out tonight, projections and best bets for tomorrow. I got to get on that immediately because I got other shit going on, which is why I'm saying I got to go. But the link to the Discord is in there in the video. I'm gonna have this video on YouTube, pin the comments. And I'm going to make a comment and then I'm going to pin it. And that comment is going to have every bet that we have from the early card as well as this live stream card where we added stuff. So enjoy these games tonight, y'all. I think we're going to have a much better game twos than we had in game ones. I appreciate subscribe to the page. Like this video is very, very helpful and much appreciated. It goes a long way to help the channel if you like what you're getting. Until I do see you next then. Happy betting.